it may be enough to add to the frustrations that Cincinnati has. That's why I think it'll come down to a bunch of field goals. So I said 63, being generous. I could be totally wrong on the score part, but as long as Cincinnati walks out with the W, I can live with that. Because once again, we already said Cleveland and the Jets will top off the top three teams for the NFL draft next year.
Yep.
Cincinnati, it's Cleveland, the Jets, and the other sorry team. I mean, just not sorry, but they just lack the ability to win.
Texans. Texans will be in there as well.
No.
Yeah.
They're going to get some wins. Jackson Deshaun Watson will be all right.
LA Rams at Dallas.
Wow. The question is, what Rams team is going to show up?
And there is no Rams team that can beat the Cowboys.
No, and that's the problem. So let's go with the Cowboys on this one. I expect them to roll, but it's going to be a close one. You taking Dallas?
Oh, I'm taking Dallas.
All right, I'm going to go with you. I'm going with you.
All right. Detroit and Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I'm taking the Vikings as well. I like what they did last week without Bradford.
Right.
And you're not playing in Detroit. You're playing in Minnesota. That fan base is really loving their squad now. They got that new stadium. I think the Vikings get that.
Yeah, that Viking horse sound real good.
Carolina at New England.
Oh, you being funny, right? New England. New England all day.
Just want to make sure. Don't want to make any assumptions.
No. It's easy. He's making sure I was awake.
All right, here we go. Jacksonville at the New York Jets.
Jacksonville. I'm not going to believe that the Jets found an answer to anything. They just had a chance to get some good Gatorade before they came out of the locker room. Jacksonville.
All right.
They just dropped 44 on the Ravens. If the Ravens was the matchup against the Jets, I would take the Ravens. And I don't like the Ravens, ever. So, yeah, Jacksonville. And might drop another 40 on them the way they play it. And everybody will start to wonder how they did it. How they averaging 35 a game. Yeah, look who they play. But, yeah, Jacksonville all day.
Okay.
All day.
I get it. You sold me.
Oh.
So I'm going to go with the Jets.
You serious? Okay, go ahead.
I'm taking the Jets.
Hey,
and guess what?
Name the kicker.
Guess
What's
what?
the kicker name?
Bleacher Report has picked the Jets to win 16-13.
You know, well, y'all need to leave that stuff alone, man. They leave that stuff alone, man.
All right. Here's your game of the week right here. Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
Pittsburgh. P-Town.
I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens.
Kenny, me and you, we've been friends a long time, man. Why are you trying to mess our relationship up?
I'm not trying to mess no relationship up. I just you're playing in Baltimore. And I know it's your team, and I get it. You're going to defend them. You're going to defend them. I think there's trouble in Pittsburgh. I just feel like there's some issues going on in that team.
No, I'm in denial. If it is, I'm in denial.
All right.
We're going to come and handle business. When have you ever seen us lose twice back-to-back, much less with Baltimore? Come on, man. Yeah.
Tennessee at Houston.
Houston.
Oh, he's going to go with the Texans.
I like what Washington's doing. I like what he's doing.
I like what he's doing as well. I like what I've always been a fan of Deshaun Watson when he was at Clemson. I was happy when the Texans got it. In fact, I get a lot of people in Houston that claim that I'm a Houston Texans hater, and I'm really not. I just haven't seen that organization do what it needs to do to make themselves a quality team, particularly on that offensive line. They still have issues on that offensive line. Deshaun Watson gives them the best opportunity to win right now because of his legs. But I think too much from Tennessee on the Titans. I think they disrupt things. It'll be a close game, but I think it'll be a loss to the Texans. I think the Titans get it.
I'm gonna stick with the Texans.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Watson. I believe Watson. I like where he's going with things. I would just would hope that they would keep the coordinators and the coaches in place in Houston so that they can develop some camaraderie and get chemistry. The defense will be able to come along and do what they got to do and agreeable. It's going to take some time to fix that offensive line. It's going to take time. But also while you're fixing that offensive line, you go out and you get that man some weapons. Don't have him looking like Cam Newton look, wondering who he's going to get something done with. I think that they'll be all right. I'm going with Texas.
Oh, I agree, and I think the future is bright for the Texans. I will not be surprised if the Texans pull this out. I just think it's just not enough yet going on in Houston. And I think that if Houston has a losing season again this season, which I think is where they're headed, Bill O'Brien is out of a job. I think he's done. They'll look for somebody else that will come in and nurture and teach this young man to run this team. And I think they go and get the pieces they need. It's just not going to happen this season. San Francisco and Arizona.
This was a tough one when I was looking at it earlier, but I'm going to have to go with Arizona.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. I could never go for the San Francisco 49ers. Can't do it.
It's not that I don't like the organization. It's not that I don't like the organization at all. I really think it was a really impetuous move to let me just go ahead and get rid of Harbaugh and then just watch the whole offense just disintegrate. Players leave, Graham Tree, get Vernon Davis and the running game, and then all the stuff with Kaepernick. They're trying to clean and shift things around. Now, Hoyer playing some good ball. No problem with that. Mad love to my man Big Game Navarre Bowman on defense, but defenses have to do so much to win games. You have to be able to score points, and they can't score points.
And Brian Hoyer is he'll have a great game one week, and then he'll just be absolutely horrible the next week.
Yes, he definitely will go absent on you.
Yeah. Philadelphia and the LA Chargers.
Philly.
You taking Philly?
Philly.
Yeah, Philly. I'm going with the Eagles. I'm not sold on them. Chargers find ways to lose games, and whether they're home or away, and I think they'll find a way to lose this one as well.
And Carson Wentz is getting comfortable with the receiving core he has.
Yes,
the offensive line isn't perfect, but he's comfortable with it. He has excellent footwork in the pocket. He throws catchable passes. You got a nice, consistent run game. You got a power back. You got a scat back. Everything you need is in place in Philly except for the win history, and they're putting it together now. I think the Eagles will compete with Dallas for that top spot in the NFC East. I think the Redskins may come in right behind Dallas, but I'm definitely sold on the fact that Giants are pretty much done. I don't know what's wrong with them, but that's another subject as we move on.
Well, speaking of that subject, New York Giants at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Oh, you're going to follow my lead on that one.
Tampa.
I figured you were going to give me a bunch of credit about that. I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm going with Tampa too.
I think the Giants go 0-4. I think they go 0-4. Yeah. I think McAdoo is on the hot seat, and I think the pressure to retire for Manning is there.
And every reason for it, but I think that what will stop him from retiring is that if it was a scenario where he wanted to retire from the Giants, they would start advertising it and making it known that, hey, look, Dad, this is his retirement year. this is his last time in such and such place or in such and such state, or playing. This is his last time playing the Redskins. And I believe they would give him some more fanfare if he was to let them know that that was his intention. I don't know how much time he has left remaining on his current contract, but his play has said enough that needs to be said, at least in my mind. And if he does stay in New York after this, it will be it will be a retirement tour. And if he was to decide to do so halfway through the season, I think he would probably get hurt first, or say he was hurt first, and then bow out gracefully. But he spent a lot of time in New York. He's a marquee quarterback for that ball control offense that for right now just does not seem to click on any level. It's disheartening to watch.
It is. It's very bad. It's very bad. Oakland and Denver.
Denver.
I'm taking the Broncos on that one as well.
I know, and I know because I said Denver that all of a sudden the Raiders are gonna pop up and score 35 points.
Right.
I know it. But see, that's some teams are like that. As soon as you bet on them, or you gamble on them, or you pick them, or you select them and say, yeah, this is who I'm putting my feelings into. This is who I think got the ability to do it. They don't show up. So the Raiders, yeah, all right. Let's go with the Broncos.
Sunday night game, it's Indianapolis at Seattle.
Who scheduled that? Who gonna stay up to watch that?
I have no idea.
The Seahawks. The Seahawks.
While I'm taking the
Seahawks
as well, I don't see this as that sure of a win. Not the way the Seahawks offense has been performing.
Yeah, I just think I still believe that even though they haven't been clicking well, they're far more efficient than the Colts are. Defensively, they're way more sound, and even in the special teams play and team management, I think the coaching level is about even. But for this to be taking place on primetime TV, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they sit there and they have a man, Russell Westbrook. They probably interview him at home, interview him in the car, take video of him coming to the game just to kill airtime. It's not much to talk about when you talk about the Colts, but I definitely think this will be one. Yeah.
You do mean Russell Wilson?
Yeah, Russell Wilson. I said Westbrook. Look at you tripping. I said Westbrook. Lord have mercy.
That's how much you believe in this football game.
But it's the same kind. But it's the same kind of scenario. With Lynch gone, it almost rotates everything. Everything success-wise for the Seahawks goes through Russell.
Yep.
Similar to when you think about OKC, everything rotates through Russell as well. So these players have now moved to another platform where, hey, look, they are the catalyst. I think you could say the same for Cam Newton. The only difference between Cam Newton, Russell Westbrook, and Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson and Russell Westbrook has accompaniment. He has help. He has people, and I think that's why you referred to the statement earlier about Newton's his body language. So it's very easy for me to mix the two, but at the same token, that was a very, very poignant mistake to be made. But yes, Russell Wilson will probably they'll probably do a full interview of him, life away from the field, in-depth interview. Have a lot of extra poignant information about him to add to the broadcast, because it's not a lot to discuss about the Colts other than how they might take 28 points on the chin.
Yep.
I would like to see the Seahawks score and run it up, but on a Sunday night, it's primetime TV.
Yep.
I would really be shocked if the Colts won the game. That would be different.
Monday Night Football, Washington Redskins and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Now, how they do that? Kansas City, Albert Wilson, Kareem Hunt, Alex Smith, yes. Kansas City.
All Chiefs.
Redskins.
And here